Well, Joni from Daystar speaks up. Buckle up. Today we're talking about Joni Lamb, TV personality, ministry leader, and someone currently caught in the whirlwind of public allegations. From abuse claims to family feuds and corporate shakeups, Joni sat down to respond to the rumors and accusations head on. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's dive into what she said, what's being alleged, and the dynamics behind it all. The abuse allegations and cover-up claims. What's alleged? 1. Joni was accused of covering up incidents of abuse involving her granddaughter and a family member. 2. Critics claim she prioritized family reputation and ministry over protecting her granddaughter. Joni's response. She stated that her first knowledge of abuse came in November 2020, involving an incident at her granddaughter's preschool. She immediately went with her granddaughter's mother to report it to the school. A second incident from a family retreat in 2021 was described as being twisted into a false narrative. She asserted she addressed the situation appropriately at the time and denied any cover-up. Insight. Abuse allegations are some of the most serious claims anyone can face, and Joni's response highlights how quickly context can be lost when stories circulate online. Her detailed timeline shows she's prepared to defend her actions, but it also reveals the emotional toll of having to address such personal matters in public. It's a delicate balance, defending yourself without making it seem like you're minimizing the situation. And when it involves family, every word carries extra weight. Section 2. The family feud. What's alleged? 1. Joni's son Jonathan and daughter-in-law Susie accused her of marginalizing them within Daystar. 2. They claimed her new husband, Doug Weiss, was taking over roles that should have remained within the family. Joni's response. Joni explained that tension started when Doug was introduced as her co-host. While Jonathan and Susie initially supported the relationship, they later shifted their stance, seemingly over concerns about losing influence. She clarified that her late husband, Marcus Lamb, never intended for Jonathan to be president of Daystar during her lifetime. Insight. Family and business are hard enough to navigate on their own, let alone together. When leadership roles and legacy come into play, it's a breeding ground for tension. Joni's response paints a picture of a power struggle disguised as concern. Whether Jonathan's objections were personal or professional, the fallout has left deep scars. This isn't just a corporate dispute. It's a family working through loss, leadership transitions, and a clash of expectations. But the public airing of grievances? That's where it gets messy. Section 3. The marriage controversy. What's alleged? 1. Critics questioned the timing of her relationship with Doug Weiss, suggesting it started before his divorce. 2. There were claims that Daystar funds were used for their honeymoon. Joni's response. She stated emphatically that her relationship with Doug began after his divorce. She also denied using any Daystar funds for their honeymoon, calling it a baseless rumor. Insight. Public figures face heightened scrutiny over their personal lives, and the timeline of her relationship with Doug was bound to attract attention. Her defense of transparency and accountability is strong, but it's clear the relationship added fuel to existing family tensions. This feels less like a real concern about timing and more like a symptom of deeper fractures in the family dynamic. When trust is already fragile, every decision becomes suspect. Section 4. Leadership and NDAs. What's alleged? 1. Jonathan claimed he was unfairly fired without due process. 2. Critics accused Joni of using NDAs to silence family and employees about sensitive issues. Joni. Response. She detailed Jonathan's performance issues, explaining that he was placed on a performance improvement plan, PIP, but failed to meet expectations. The NDAs, she said, were standard business practice initiated by Marcus Lamb to protect proprietary information, not to cover up misconduct. Insight. Implementing NDAs and PIPs in a ministry setting raises questions about the blending of corporate practices with faith-based leadership. Joni explanation shows an effort to uphold professional standards. But the emotional context of firing her son complicates the narrative. It's clear Joni was trying to maintain organizational order, but firing your own son, no matter the justification, will always come with personal fallout. Section 5, the secret recording and public fallout. What's alleged? Jonathan secretly recorded a mediation meeting and leaked it, fueling the controversy. Joni. Response. She called the act deceptive, but expressed no regrets about her comments during the meeting. She emphasized the private nature of the discussion and her frustration with the betrayal. Insight. Secret recordings feel like the ultimate breach of trust, especially within a family. Joni's ability to stay composed under such circumstances speaks to her leadership, but it's clear the emotional toll runs deep. At this point, it's less about who's right and more about the irreparable damage done to family relationships. Trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. What we're seeing here is a family navigating loss, leadership, and public scrutiny. Joni responses offer a clear timeline and a firm defense, but the emotional undercurrent of this situation, betrayal, grief, and the strain of public judgment is undeniable. At the end of the day, this is about more than allegations. What happens when ministry, family, and business collide? And as much as we can speculate, only those involved truly know the full story. This is far from over due to the nature of the young girl abuse, which is the most essential part of this story. Someone needs to be held accountable. What do you think? Are these allegations a misunderstanding? Or is there more to the story? Let's hear your thoughts. Like and share and give us some love. See you soon.